फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello everyone, you're watching Cricket Next. I am Suramya Kaushik. Well, today I have come up with the topic to discuss here in this live, which is nothing more than the inspiration that we are all looking forward to. Well, December 30, 2022, and today is March 12th, 2024. Between this time period, what has happened with Rishabh Pant is nothing short of a miracle. December 30 was the day when he was injured in one of the most horrific accidents that anybody come across with. And March 12th, 2024, we saw how BCCI mentioned that Rishabh Pant is fit to be wicket-keeper batter and can participate in IPL 2024. Now, what happened from December 30th, 2022 to March 12th, 2024? Let's hear it out from Sahil Malhotra, who's been tracking Rishabh Pant's journey quite extensively. Along with him, I also have with me Jamie Alter and Taus Rizvi. Sahil, there's a lot to learn from Rishabh Pant's journey from December 30 to March 12th. You know, when anyone comes across any kind of an accident, I'm not talking about Rishabh Pant, I'm talking about a common man. It becomes so difficult, you know, when you come across a surgery, when you undergo a surgery, it becomes so difficult to, you know, be back on a normal life cycle or a routine. But Rishabh Pant, being an athlete, has proven that this journey is nothing short of a miracle. What he has shown is a great example of resilience and proper hard work. Sahil, how do you see this whole journey and how important of a role BCCI and NCA has played in it?
See, two things which have stayed with me for a very long time when it comes to Pant. First was his revelation that the car which we saw was not a
Yeah.
sedan, it was an SUV. The accident, the impact, it just blew up. वो एक SUV shrunk to a sedan, the frame. Second
Mm.
was that he wasn't really sure whether he'll be able to walk. Forget cricket. Walking was the immediate concern, whether he'll be able to walk without assistance. The initial videos where we saw him walking on crutches, the limping. Pehla first focus was to ensure his well-being, the wounds to heal, the surgery to kind of go through successfully, the ligament tear reconstruction, the right knee, the right ankle, the engagement of those two very important elements. Why I say those are important? Because he's a wicket keeper. सबसे ज्यादा
Yeah.
लोड उन दो पॉइंट्स पे ही जाता. सो वो बहुत मेजर कंसर्न्स थे. और जब ये एक्सीडेंट हुआ, when he was airlifted from Dehradun to Mumbai, when BCCI under Jay Shah, they kind of swung into action mode and they ensured that they won't just let anyone to kind of operate Rishabh Pant. So they ensured that he is under the care and the watch of BCCI panel doctors who actually took the knife and did the the second aid of the first aid, which was very important because पहले तो आप उसके wounds वगैरह heal कर रहे थे, but उसके बाद anything could have happened, right? Anything could have happened. The first concern was, I'll still repeat that, to ensure his well-being. जैसे ही वो हुआ, the moment wounds were healed, it's only then that the NCA took charge. First concern was to ensure that उसका जो चोट है, मरम पट्टी है, जो वो सब होना था वो हो गया. I heard that he underwent plastic surgery over his nose because जो ये वाला एरिया था ना उसका इतना badly wounded था that the part of it just came off. So it was that bad. And for them, the first concern was to ensure all those things are in order. The scratches on the back, knee, it was a horrific car clash. And then the video which we're seeing right now, these were the baby steps which he undertook at the NCA. First to letting go of the crutches, then to walking without pain, then to walk without that initial limp. I still remember, seeing him very closely at the last IPL when he came for one of Delhi's game. He was
Yeah.
walking down the steps and he required so much support to even take those 3-4 steps. The basic thing to just come out of the car, वो अकेले नहीं कर पा रहा था. तो अगर ये miracle नहीं है तो क्या है? मतलब he's undergoing match simulations, his ankle knee engagement is on point, he's showing good endurance levels. He was told by the doctors that it will take at least 16 to 18 months, and here he is in 14 months, match fit, completely match fit, match ready to keep wickets, to bat. this is going to be the greatest comeback story ever. मतलब आप examples देखो यार, मतलब there have been people who have undergone injuries. You know, Sachin's tennis elbow is there, Hardik and Bumrah's back injury is there, but this was injury, trauma, accident. मतलब अगर आप सबको जोड़ दोगे ना, it makes for a recipe of a disaster जो इसके साथ हुआ था. But he showed resilience. He was very determined. He cut off from the world. NCA. That was his only thing. वो इसका घर बन गया था. Multiple players stepped in when he was there. The likes of Akshar Patel, the likes of Shivam Mavi, the likes of Prithvi Shaw. All these guys spent a lot of time with him at the NCA, but he was the constant there. सबके बर्थडे बना के आया वहाँ पे. And the final cake which he would have cut was a farewell cake of kissing NCA goodbye for one last time. And I hope he doesn't return there, because he's a brilliant kid to have around, and you only feel good for characters like Rishabh Pant, and it's very, very heartening, and it feels good that he's back on the park after just 14 months. It's just 14 months. जो उसको injury हुआ था, उसके लिहाज से 14 months is nothing.
True. And Sahil, 2-3 things I would love to mention here. First one, the thing that you mentioned, last IPL, how you saw him. I was there with you, and I remember, there were quite a lot of fans who wanted to take pictures with him. And he said that you all come at once, because I can't walk. I can't walk and I can't stop again and again. So I'll stand for once, you all come in one frame, take a picture and then go. And at that point of time as well, Sahil, I felt that he had it in him. He had that smile on his face, that even though I can't walk, but I will be better in coming days. And there he is. There is the message out there that he is fit to be a wicket-keeper batter for the upcoming IPL 2024. Jamie, हम लोगों ने सबने ही अपनी लाइफ में
just quickly from that episode only, from that evening only, before Jamie Bhai starts, I still remember I was standing with Vineet near the DC lounge, and both of us had our camera out because we wanted Rishabh Pant's first walking visual. But the moment we switched the camera on, both of us looked at each other and he said, "नहीं यार, ये नहीं करना. ऐसे views नहीं चाहिए." Because we saw him in pain, we saw him struggling to walk, and our heart just didn't allow us to shoot and push it out on YouTube. We could have done that. We could have got millions of views probably, because that was the first visual of him walking, coming down of the car, but we didn't. वो दिल से आवाज ही नहीं आया यार, because we have seen him doing such crazy things for the Indian cricket team and Delhi Capitals in the past, and we just couldn't gather the courage to keep the record button on. So we switched it off, kept the phone inside, and just looked at him and just hoped and prayed that he'll be back on the park soon. And here he is.
Absolutely. I do remember that, Sahil, and वो visual अभी भी मेरे दिमाग में है, और मुझे अभी भी एक चीज याद है जो आपने उस समय कहा था कि यार हमने कितना देखा है ऋषभ पंत को फील्ड पर क्या करते हुए, and today he can't walk, but right now the message, the tweet that we saw from BCCI, I think it's really very, very inspirational, and it's also very motivating. Jamie, साहिल के बात से पहले मैं आपसे कह रही थी कि हम सभी ने लाइफ में कभी ना कभी तो इंजरीज को फेस किया ही है. हमने नहीं तो हमने अपने क्लोज वंस को देखा है इंजरीज फेस करते हुए, सर्जरीज में जाते हुए, एंड वी ऑल नो दैट हाउ डिफिकल्ट इट बिकम्स फॉर अ पर्सन टू कम आउट ऑफ अ सर्जरी एंड टू लिव अ नॉर्मल लाइफ. बिकॉज कहीं ना कहीं वो बीच बीच में जरूर आता है. इफ यू गो थ्रू अ बैक सर्जरी तो बैक पेन जरूर आता है, नी सर्जरी तो आपको झुकने में इतनी प्रॉब्लम होती है, बेंड करने में प्रॉब्लम होती है. बट देयर इज ऋषभ पंत फॉर यू. He's a wicket keeper batter, and as Sahil mentioned at the start of this live, being a wicket keeper, it requires a lot. You have to bend every minute, every second, and you have to be on the go from the first ball. And there he is. In just 14 months, he's attained this fitness. How great it is. Jamie, more than, the hard work and all the work put in by NCA members, I think it's more about resilience from Rishabh Pant. The factor where he felt, no, I have to be match fit. Nothing doing. Doesn't matter 16 months, 18 months, 14 months. I have to be there on field as soon as possible. How big is this coming from Rishabh Pant, Jamie?
No, I don't think I have words to describe what he's gone through or what he's faced, right? It would be a simplistic answer for me to say कि इसको और कुछ आता नहीं है, this is his life. But then again, it's the truth, but it's very, very simplistic, But I'm sure that was, at some level, that was his driving force, right? look, he's inconsistent in white ball cricket, but he's, maybe some people will say this is sacrilege, but he's the once in a generation player. Agar hum sirf wicket Indian keepers ki lens se dekhe, right? Have there been better skilled keepers? Absolutely. Ridhiman Shah is still playing domestic cricket. He's still the best keeper that India has had in a long time. But what this guy on our screen offers is much more than just a keeper, right? We've discussed this during the 5 test series. Should a keeper be judged only on his glove work, or should he be judged with the bat? And I said, wo zamana gaya, 70s, 80s tak theek tha ke you could be the best keeper in the world, the smoothest gloveman, all those adjectives, but if you're not scoring runs, how much have we missed him, right? I tried, like, it's very tough because we're in the media. We also want to see. I've tried to not look at too many such visuals because I want to preserve the memory of, to my mind, who's the greatest test keeper batsman. But I'm sure all these things were going through him. And I know Sai has already said this, but we really need to just pause and say thank you to the BCCI, which gets flack for every single thing, for putting this once in a generation player on the right track, for taking care of everything, be it the airlift, be it the months and months at the whatever the BCCI has done, and indirectly or directly, the NCA, they've got him here. Yes, it's his hard will, but every single person, it's not just one person, it's not just his spirit, his resilience. It's a lot of factors have got him back to the IPL. Abhi 2-3 hafte hain, so it'll probably be a little over 15 months since he last held a bat on a cricket field. I believe it was the Bangladesh tour. He got 93 in that test match. It's unfathomable to me that in 15 months he's back here. The heart said कि ये बंदा वापस आएगा, but still, when the mail dropped, we all knew कि 1-2 दिन की बात है, खबर आ जाएगी. But when it actually drops from the BCCI, he's from our side, from the NCA side, from the franchise side, from the board side, he's been passed to keep wicket. I mean, this on a personal level, this is just big news. I really couldn't care where Delhi Capitals end up, whether they're first or 10th. What this means for the Indian cricket team across formats, it's just huge news for me. And again, I think it was Srini mentioned, let's not rush into it. Should he go to the World Cup? Yes. Will he? Abhi, that's not so important. It's day by day. It's over by over. It's spell by spell. It's IPL match by IPL match. Forget about the May 1st deadline. Forget about whatever is going on in the IPL. The bigger picture is the best keeper of this generation is back.
Absolutely. Also, Taus, when I read this tweet from BCCI, I felt that sheer happiness inside me, and I think every Indian fan, and not only fans in India, everywhere across the world, they must have felt that thing in them. कि कैसे हो सकता है यार, एक इतने बड़े एक्सीडेंट के बाद आप इतनी जल्दी रिकवर करो. एंड जो जेमी ने कहा, आई अग्री टू हिम. आप ये सुनना एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते थे दैट ही विल बी बैक एज अ बैटर, बट एज अ विकेट कीपर बैटर, इट्स अ ह्यूज थिंग. And everybody felt really very happy, and I have really no idea how Rishabh Pant must be feeling right now. I was just reading Sahil's story a little while back, and there's this one line that I read multiple times, that for a boy who felt so happy brushing his teeth after the accident, will be having no bounds to happiness setting the fields. And I think this sums up everything. It sums it all, isn't it, Taus?
Absolutely. In fact, when I was reading Sahil's report, I mean, this was, it sounded more, positive, more a lot of aspect. I mean, it was more magical. Doctors were saying like he'll take some more time, a lot of time to recover. But 14 mahine mein aa gaya, zabardast. I mean, great recovery. But it's more than recovery. It's more about match fitness. I believe यहाँ पर match fitness, कितना रन्स बनाता है, किस पॉजिटिव, ग्रेट दैट ही कम बैक, ही इज फिट. और हमसे पहले बीसीसीआई रिलीज होने से पहले, रिलीज अपना करने से पहले स्टेटमेंट, उसको पता चल गया था कि भाई वो ही इज रेडी, ही इज फिट, ही कैन प्ले क्रिकेट, ही कैन गो इनटू द नेट्स. आई मीन वी सॉ द क्लिप्स, बैटिंग इन द नेट्स एंड कीपिंग बिहाइंड द विकेट्स. But I'm more keen to watch him, what he does in the IPL or what he does in during match times. How many runs he scored, whether he's going to be the old Rishabh Pant, or whether he's going to be the much more improved Rishabh Pant who can also do well in white ball cricket. मैंने टेस्ट क्रिकेट में देखा, आई एम वेरी इम्प्रेस होते हैं। मैंने टेस्ट क्रिकेट, व्हाइट बॉल क्रिकेट में कैसा करता है वो, दैट इज समथिंग आई एम लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू, वेदर ही विल बी द 2.0 वर्जन और वेदर ही विल बी लाइक, he will be more hesitant, he will be more nervous, he will take things one thing at a time. Obviously उसको स्टेप बाय स्टेप रहना चाहिए, प्रोसेस फॉलो करना चाहिए, he shouldn't rush into it because I mean इंजरी से ही आ रहा है, मेंटली बहुत ज्यादा एग्जॉस्टिंग रहा होगा, मेंटली टफ रहा होगा, बहुत बोरिंग रहा होगा, सिटिंग आउट देयर वाचिंग अदर्स प्ले, वाचिंग इंडिया मेकिंग इट टू द फाइनल्स बट देन लूजिंग इट, वो डेस्परेशन, वो एक एक स्पेस बन जाता है। फिर इंग्लैंड, यहाँ पर इंग्लैंड को हराने के बाद, तो बहुत सारी चीजों से वो गुजरा होगा, सिर्फ फिजिकल इंजरी से नहीं। बट देन राइट नाउ द गुड न्यूज दैट दिस गाइज इज रिकवर्ड। मैच फिटनेस वो मुझे देखना है, क्योंकि आई वुडंट लाइक ऐसे ही मैं नहीं दे दूंगा यार वर्ल्ड कप के लिए तैयार है बिना आईपीएल खेले, क्योंकि आई एम लुकिंग एट ध्रुव जुरेल आल्सो, आई एम लुकिंग एट जितेश शर्मा आल्सो, सो आई वुडंट हैव, इतना इजी नहीं होना चाहिए कंपटीशन अब कि ऋषभ पंत आ गया उसकी जगह फिक्स है, नो इट शुडंट बी लाइक दैट। आई वांट दिस गाय टू फाइट इट आउट, गेट हिज गेट बैक हिज सीट फ्रॉम his birth in the playing 11 या playing या 15, it shouldn't be that easy कि यार सिंपैथी वोट्स ले लिया है, आ गया है और रन्स बना के आया है। मुझे वैसा नहीं देखना है, मुझे देखना है कॉम्पिटिटिव ऋषभ पंत और एक ऋषभ पंत 2.0 या तो पिछला वाला ऋषभ पंत जो हमने देखा था, बिकॉज आई एम वेरी इम्प्रेस्ड विद दिस गाय ध्रुव जुरेल यार। सिर्फ वो स्ट्रीट स्मार्ट बंदा है इसकी तरह, ही इज मोर सॉर्टेड, ही इज लाइक सी इमोशंस आते हैं ऋषभ पंत को देखकर, बट दिस गाय इज ध्रुव जुरेल इज लाइक ही हैज हेड ऑन हिज शोल्डर्स, क्रिकेट लिमिटेड ओवर्स भी बहुत अच्छा खेलता है। So I want to see that competition. I'm not, flowing with the emotions right now. I'm happy that this guy has got back. I'm a big fan of Rishabh Pant. I'm also a left-hander. I would love to see him, score those runs. But I don't want to flow away with that emotions. कि यार ऋषभ पंत आ गया 11 में रहना चाहिए, नहीं मेरे लिए वैसा नहीं होगा।
You want to see a competitive Rishabh Pant out there, and makes a lot of sense, because when you have a lot of other wicket-keeper batters also, and when he'll be entering to that pool of wicket-keeper batters, it'll be fair for each and every wicket-keeper batter to put their skill out and showcase what they have got, and then the best one should be picked for T20 World Cup. But T20 World Cup is far away. First up is Indian Premier League 2024. So let's begin our discussion around that. Sahil, we know that in IPL also it'll be BCCI who will be deciding what he'll do and what he won't. It won't be DC's thought process out there. You tell us more about that.
He's a centrally contracted player, and the rules are going to be same as they were for Hardik Pandya, Jasprit Bumrah, Shreyas Iyer, and KL Rahul. I know their timing of returning to cricket was probably with the international setup, so तब आपको ऐसा situation नहीं दिखा था. But even when Jasprit Bumrah underwent surgery during the Border Gavaskar Trophy, there were calls and thoughts that he could well return for the IPL. But I clearly remember during that period, BCCI, NCA, in consultation with Mumbai Indians, thought that we need to look at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture was the ODI World Cup, which was later that year. That is what they focused on. That is where all the energies were diverted. So Bumrah skipped the IPL, underwent long road to recovery, returned for the T20s against Ireland, and since then there has been low looking back. He has played 4 tests in the series. He played the South Africa test. He played the complete World Cup. So they are looking at those bigger things in mind. And with Rishabh Pant too, similar approach is going to be followed. डिस्कम्फर्ट बीसीसीआई को लगा तो मना कर देंगे कीपिंग करने के लिए, लगा कि ऑल्टरनेट मैच खिलाना है तो वो भी बोल दिया जाएगा, उसके अंदर किसी का तानाशाही नहीं चल सकता. ही इज अ सेंट्रली कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड प्लेयर, he is an asset for the Indian cricket team, and the bigger goal right now is the test assignments which are there later this year. I'm not suggesting that Rishabh Pant will make a return to test cricket. That's too far to look at for him. आप 20 ओवर के गेम की इस टाइम बात कर रहे हो, मैं तो नहीं, अभी लोग बोल रहे हैं बीजीटी का हीरो इज बैक. ऑल दोस थिंग्स आर अभी बाद में देखा जाएगा यार. अभी तो उसको 20 ओवर खेलना है, 20 ओवर का 50 ओवर खेलना है. मुझे पता भी नहीं 50 ओवर है भी इस साल की नहीं, बिकॉज वी आर गोइंग टू जिम्बाब्वे एंड देन वी हैव द होम टेस्ट सीरीज अगेंस्ट न्यूजीलैंड एंड बांग्लादेश रिस्पेक्टिवली. सो यू नीड टू फिगर आउट हाउ यू ईज हिम बैक to the longest format, and that is still far away from now. So abhi the concern is the IPL, the first game DC versus Punjab Kings, 23rd March. That is what I'm looking forward to. Uske beyond, let's see what he does. But BCCI is in complete control of his situation. मतलब वो अभी कुछ नैरेटिव चलता रहे कि उसको ऐसे खिला देंगे वैसे खिला देंगे, वो किसी के हाथ का रिमोट कंट्रोल नहीं है. वो that is going to be done by Nitin Patel, VVS Lakshman. Those guys know what his body can hold right now. They've seen him for the last 10-12 months. They've seen him undergo match simulations, and all those match simulations and workload exercises were done under the watch of the NCA, not Delhi Capitals. So NCA ने ही उसको clearance दिया है that he is fit as a wicket keeper batter. So there's no beating around the bush here कि वो keeping नहीं कर सकता है, कम कर सकता है, ज्यादा कर सकता है. The moment he checked out of the NCA, he checked out as a completely fit wicket keeper batter. That is the fact, and that stays for me. So I will not read too much into what is being said from the DC camp, because ठीक है, you are a franchise, you have contracted a player, but bigger forces are at play when it comes to Rishabh Pant, and there's no way they're going to allow someone else take control of how he eases back into cricket and do what he does. So it's going to be the BCCI right through. That's what has happened since the accident. Ever since December 30 till date, it has always been the BCCI.
No, and kudos to BCCI and all the members in NCA, especially NCA head VVS Lakshman and medical team head Nitin Patel. They have put in a lot of hard work in Rishabh Pant, and Rishabh Pant's success story or 2.0 story should have these two as a really big players. So that's
Surama, it's not just about Rishabh Pant. If we just look back at the last 1 year, it has been a very testing period at the NCA. Srini, we did a show where Srini mentioned how players used to fear going to the NCA earlier. They used to consult their own specialists, their own physios, their own. But ever since Dr. Nitin Patel took over, ever since he became the head of sports and medical science there, you just look at the success stories which have come out from the NCA. You've seen a Hardik Pandya, you've seen a Jasprit Bumrah, a Shreyas Iyer, a KL Rahul, Prithvi Shaw. All these players underwent long injury rehab. The latest one, Shivam Mavi, he had a fracture in his 13th rib, a very freak injury for a fast bowler. Even he's back. He has joined the Lucknow camp, if I'm not wrong. He's also training there. With 6-7 players, agar aap dekhoge, the way they have gone to the NCA and returned stronger. And Bumrah, ever since that injury, and Hardik too, agar wo freak injury Hardik ka hataoge, they haven't really complained of any discomfort. So, pat on the back to these guys for, getting their trust back at the NCA. And now the new NCA facility is almost ready. And we are hearing that by May, June, the doors will open, and it's a world-class facility. मतलब हम वो Brisbane Center Venter का बात करते हैं. Like, I haven't been there, but probably Jamie Bhai or Taus would know. Like, visiting journalists come and brag about the centers which are there outside of India. But the facility which they've made for the NCA, I've been told that it's world class, and I hope I get to see it next month, because that's what they had planned. They'll do something in May to just kind of show us around what's going to happen. So this is like pat on the back for NCA, and वही कहते हैं ना कि स्पेशलिस्ट का काम स्पेशलिस्ट को करने दो. यहाँ पे स्पेशलिस्ट नितिन पटेल और वीवीएस लक्ष्मण है जिन्होंने देखा है, तो उनको करने दो. आके कोई भी कुछ कह के चला जाए, हम इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर खिला देंगे, आधा मैच कप्तानी कराएंगे, आधा नहीं. आप कुछ नहीं कराने वाले भाई. जो कराएगा बीसीसीआई कराएगा.
बिल्कुल, और उनका हक बनता भी है साहिल. जब से ऋषभ पंत की जो वुंड्स थे वो हील हुए, उसके बाद से लेकर अब तक इट्स बीन बीसीसीआई जिन्होंने हर समय पे साथ दिया है, एंड दे हैव क्लोजली मॉनिटर्ड ऋषभ पंत. सो इट मेक्स ऑल सेंस फॉर बीसीसीआई टू सी हिज रिकवरी, टू सी हिज परफॉर्मेंस इन आईपीएल एज वेल. Now, Jamie, I want to know from you, we all know that how DC performed last year in IPL. They finished in the second last position. How big of a boost will be Rishabh Pant's comeback to their team this year? And I'm not only talking about his comeback as a wicket-keeper batter, also the mental presence of Rishabh Pant. How important will be Rishabh Pant's brain for Delhi Capitals this year, and how it will help them to be better this season?
Again, I would hope for the Delhi Capitals fan base that it makes a difference. But I'm going to say, when you're banking on David Warner, Prithvi Shaw as your two main batsmen, you're not looking at a very good IPL season as it is. On paper, it's a very weak Delhi franchise. Of course, Pant aate he's their maverick, he's their brand ambassador, he's their most important player, but he's not so impactful in the IPL that uske aane se their fortunes are going to change. He wasn't there last year. They finished 9 out of 10 teams. I don't think Rishabh Pant ke aane se they're going to jump from 9 to the playoffs. They're probably, to my mind, right now a bottom 4 team, and that's got nothing to do with. It's not Rishabh Pant's fault. It's just they've not assembled the best squad. Of course, more runs will flow because it's Rishabh Pant. You might see a few better captaincy calls. But unfortunately, just to put a damper on it, ऋषभ पंत के आने से दिल्ली कैपिटल्स पे मेरे हिसाब से, I love to be proven wrong, ज्यादा कोई असर नहीं पड़ने वाला. IPL franchises are not about one player, you know. So yeah, if I were a Delhi Capitals fan, I would love to have him back. I love the visuals of that jersey on the dugout. He's my favorite player, but as I said earlier, I'm happy that he's back for Indian cricket, not so much for the Delhi Capitals.
Okay. Well, as we can see all the visuals on our screen, it's so motivating to see, Rishabh Pant working out and being absolutely fit for the upcoming season of IPL. Taus, you have been a player yourself. You must have also seen injuries closely. And, even now you go out there, you play matches. Even Jamie also goes every day out and plays. Sahil, goes out there and play. And Sahil, even, you have seen all these cricketers very closely. But those, I want to know from you, when you are playing in a tournament like IPL, where we have players from all across the world, and all these players play really good quality cricket and are there in various tournaments. How 40 over game pans out for a cricketer who has come out of injury? Because at the back of your mind, your injury is also there somewhere or the other, and then you have to be there for those 20 overs, fielding for 20 overs, and whenever your batting comes in, so you have to be active and really really very focused for that 40 over game. How that plays out in a cricketer's mind when you come out of an injury and you take on the field for the very first time after coming from a long break?
Very, very difficult. I mean, and Rishabh Pant's injury was not a simple injury, an ankle injury. He twisted while fielding or while keeping, or maybe the back spasm. It was a trauma, like the way he went through. His
Hmm.
car crashed completely, literally, unfortunately, in on the highway, and suddenly you hear news. This guy coming, going into ICU and a lot of stuff. It's very, very difficult. छोटी सी भी इंजरी होती है आपको एंकल, तो
Hmm.
आपके साइकोलॉजिकली बैक ऑफ द माइंड रहता है कि यार यार फिर से नहीं होना चाहिए. तो जब आपके
हाँ.
पास मल्टीपल इंजरीज हो जाती है, आपके नी में हो जाती है, आपके नी, आपके बाकी सब एरियाज में, या बैक में ज्यादा जबरदस्त चोट आई थी ऋषभ पंत को, तो डेफिनेटली इट विल बी देयर एट द बैक ऑफ द माइंड. और आप हर कदम फूक फूक के रखोगे. आई होप ऐसा नहीं हो. आई होप ही हैज अटेन फुल फिटनेस, बिकॉज मैं मैच फिटनेस की ही बात कर रहा था कि यार मैच फिटनेस कितना रिगेन किया है, कितना वो कॉन्फिडेंट है रन स्कोर करने के, कितना वो फ्रीली खेलने के लिए कॉन्फिडेंट है, जिस तरह से वो खेलते थे, कितना वो शॉट्स जो है जिसके लिए वो जाने जाते हैं एग्जीक्यूट करने, वो उनका वन हैंड स्लॉग स्वीप जो मारते हैं, जो जाता है स्टैंड के ऊपर डीप मिड में, कितना वो कॉन्फिडेंट है उसके लिए. सो दैट इज समथिंग विच आई एम वरीड अबाउट कि यार वो खेल सकते हैं, उतना ही वो एबिलिटी वो दिखा सकते हैं, कॉन्फिडेंट है वो उतना. दैट इज समथिंग, क्योंकि आप एंकल ट्विस्ट हो गया, तब आप बॉलर है, तो आपके दिमाग में रहेगा यार मैं फिर से ट्विस्ट ना कर लूं, यार फिर से मुझे जाना पड़ेगा रिहैब में. आपके जो बैक स्पैज्म में या लोअर बैक में एक पेन हो जाता है एक नेक्स्ट सेशन के बाद, फिर आप मैच में खेलने जाते हो, तो वो मैच में आप एग्जीक्यूट कर पाते हो, 100% दे पाते हो, मुश्किल हो जाता है, क्योंकि आपके माइंड में चलता रहता है यार मैं मैच फिटनेस तो मैं हूँ, मैं फिजिकली या मेंटली फिट हूँ, बट फिर से वो रिकवर होने के चांसेस ज्यादा रहते हैं यार. क्या मुझे कंफर्ट रहेगा, तो किस तरह के कंफर्ट में रहते, दैट इज समथिंग स्टार्ट्स प्लेइंग ऑन योर माइंड. तो विच इज आई एम वरीड अबाउट दैट कि यार ऋषभ पंत कितना कंप्लीटली फुल्ली फिट है, वो मैच में मालूम पड़ेगा, और वो कितना मैचेस खेल सकते हैं कंटिन्यूअसली, एक के बाद एक, दूसरा तीसरा चौथा, या वो फुल सीजन खेल सकते हैं. क्या उनको ब्रेक देगी डीसी, किस तरह से जाएगी, या बीसीसीआई एक प्रेशर डालेगा डीसी के ऊपर कि यार तुम इतना मैचेस खेला, इतना. अगर आप फुल मैच नहीं खेल सकते, वो 14 मैचेस, तो आप कितना मतलब मैच फिट हो, मुझे पता नहीं कि आप T20 वर्ल्ड कप के लिए तैयार हो गए, अगर आप वो फुल फिटनेस अटेन करके 14 मैचेस खेल के उसमें से 2 मैचेस नहीं जिता सकते हो, तो दैट इज समथिंग आई एम लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू. नॉट वरीड. ऋषभ पंत ने अगर 14 महीनों में गेन किया है फिटनेस, तो मतलब उनका पैशन ही होगा, उनका एनर्जी होगा, उनका कीननेस टू गेट बैक ऑन फील्ड. बट एज पीपल वी हैव वॉच द गेम, हम देखते हैं, क्लोजली देखते हैं, मॉनिटर करते हैं, और हम चाहते हैं हमारे फेवरेट प्लेयर्स वहां जाके डिलीवर करें. और अगर वो डिलीवर नहीं करते, तो हम तो डिसअपॉइंटेड होंगे, बट हमसे ज्यादा डिसअपॉइंटेड वो प्लेयर होगा जो सोच के आया कि यार मैं फिट हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ. और वो एक्सपेक्टेशंस बीसीसीआई को, और वो एक्सपेक्टेशन दिल्ली कैपिटल्स के फैंस के तो छोड़ दो, बट वो आपको जो फ्रेंचाइज को देना है क्योंकि दे आर पेइंग यू, बीसीसीआई को देना है आपको, पे बैक करना है क्योंकि आपको इंडिया खेलना है. So these are the
Yeah.
factors which start playing on the mind. It's not just injury. A lot of factors, runs,
Yeah.
expectations और आपका खुद का expectations. अब वो डिलीवर
Yeah.
कर पाओगे, आप खुद के expectations के ऊपर लिव कर पाओगे, वो आपको ग्राउंड पे देख के ही पता चलेगा खुद के बारे में. You have to be honest to yourself rather than बाकी आपको किसी को जवाब देना है, आपको पहले खुद को जवाब देना है, फिर बाद में आपको बीसीसीआई और दिल्ली कैपिटल को जवाब देना है. फैंस तो ठीक है, आपको फॉलो करते हैं और आपको प्यार करते रहेंगे हमेशा की तरह.
ऑल्सो ताउस होता क्या है ना, अक्सर बिंग फैंस हम लोग बहुत जल्दी अपने वर्डिक्ट दे देते हैं या हम लोग बहुत जल्दी जज कर लेते हैं. अब ऋषभ पंत कमिंग बैक, सो इट विल बी आउट देयर कि ऋषभ पंत अब कैसा परफॉर्म करेंगे, आफ्टर द एक्सीडेंट कैसे परफॉर्म करेंगे, क्या ऋषभ पंत सेम है या नहीं है, क्या ऋषभ पंत बेटर है या नहीं है. सो दैट प्रेशर इज ऑल्सो देयर कॉन्स्टेंटली एंड दैट प्रेशर विल कंटिन्यू फॉर बिट ऑफ अ टाइम. आई थिंक जब तक एक दो टूर्नामेंट्स वो खेलेंगे, वो बोलेंगे अच्छा चलो ठीक है आईपीएल में तो ठीक खेल लिया, अब इंटरनेशनल मैचेस में कैसे खेलेंगे, बड़े टूर्नामेंट्स में कैसे खेलेंगे. सो दैट प्रेशर विल ऑलवेज बी देयर एंड वी ऑलवेज हैव टूल्स टू मेजर फिजिकल फिटनेस, व्हाट गोes out there in mind. Unfortunately we don't have different kind of scales to measure the pressure that's happening here in mind. But okay, as you mentioned Taus about the T20 World Cup, so would love to take a quick comment from Sahil. Sahil, just yesterday we saw in your story how you mentioned that Jaisha said doors are open for Rishabh Pant for T20 World Cup. He's an asset for the team. What are more updates about that? Will it be too soon for anyone to say that Rishabh Pant will be there in the T20 World Cup team?
Yeah, too soon to say. And we still don't know how he's going to bat, how he's going to keep, how much load the body is going to be able to kind of take. Because IPL is just not about playing those 40 overs. A lot of traveling happens, a lot of things happen. And with Rishabh Pant, it's going to be like, अभी तो like all advertisers would be out there with their blank checks, right? Rishabh Pant is coming back, so उसको तो he'll be like अभी एकदम double duty mode के अंदर चला जाएगा, and no one is going to miss this opportunity of milking the comeback story. That is going to happen. Still early for me to kind of say anything about the T20 World Cup, but the fact that the board is looking at him as a T20 World Cup contender, I think that's a step in the positive direction. As far as Rishabh is concerned, would I want him there? I personally wouldn't, because I think it will be grave injustice to the likes of Dhruv Jurel. Not Dhruv Jurel, because Dhruv to abhi scheme of things mein hai nahi, but someone like Jitesh Sharma, who should be, one of the first few names on the team sheet, considering what he did in the last 12, 13 months when he was playing and doing the difficult job of finishing games in the middle order.
Yes.
And, to be all fairness to Rishabh Pant and celebrating his comeback story and all that jazz, for me, Rishabh Pant, the test cricketer, holds much more importance. Abhi matlab his numbers are not that encouraging when it comes to ODIs and T20s, and even in the last IPL which he played before getting injured and the accident, the Rishabh Pant which we saw at the Kotla, the young boy, that just fresh out of college look, that aggressive batter was not to be found in additions to follow. There was inconsistency with the bat. So abhi pehle wo hone do, like before jumping the gun and reaching to a conclusion that he should be there for the T20 does that, but I think right to see him return to Test cricket sooner than later, rather than playing him in the T20 World Cup.
Okay. Well, it's quite clear for all of us right now that it will be too soon for us to make any comments on Rishabh Pant's inclusion in T20 World Cup team. But what we all know is that BCCI has declared Rishabh Pant fit as a wicket-keeper batter for the upcoming season of IPL. So on 23rd of March, you will see Rishabh Pant on the field. And I think that will be one of the most pleasing visuals that will ever come across in the history of IPL. So we wish all the best to Rishabh Pant for the upcoming IPL season. But with that, let's also move to our rapid fire round. Let's take a few quick questions out here. And can we have the first question, please? This one's for Jamie from Priyanshu, and saying, I love Pant, the test batsman, but his T20 record is not that great. I still feel Jitesh should be the lead wicket keeper for T20 World Cup. Sahil made a comment on that earlier, Jamie as well, but Jamie would love you to comment on this.
Yeah, absolutely. I have No, I mean, I'm absolutely in agreement with what Sahil said and exactly what Priyansh is saying. Yes, I love him. Yes, his T20 record is not that good, and absolutely, Jitesh is my lead keeper.
Yeah. I think that's something that we all have been saying, Priyanshu. A little while back, Sahil also mentioned that. Taus also mentioned that. Taus also explained, how all the other wicketkeeper batters should be given a fair chance in IPL and they should show their skills, and then a call should be made on the wicketkeeper batter to be included in the T20 World Cup team. So, yeah, that's that. Next question, please. Harsh is saying it would be Sanju Samson versus Dhruv Jurel versus Pant versus Kishan versus Rahul. Too much conundrum. Sahil, if given a choice to pick one, who will you pick as a lead wicket keeper batter for the T20 World Cup? I know you already mentioned about Jitesh Sharma, but now Harsh has given you a number of options now. So, any one that you would love to pick?
I think more than me, the onus really lies with Rajasthan Royals about where they bat Dhruv Jurel and Sanju Samson for them to even come into the mix. So,
Yeah.
as I said, Jitesh is my first choice, but I wouldn't go to KL Rahul. I don't know. He's a very untested commodity when it comes to playing T20s in the middle order. क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा भगवान जाने. मैं उस रास्ते नहीं जाना चाहता क्योंकि वो रास्ते हम T20 पे टॉप ऑर्डर में भी गए थे, वहां रन नहीं लगे, तो मिडिल ऑर्डर तो is a different beast when it comes to the shortest format. So
Yeah.
Dhruv Jurel, I have a soft corner for him, just like Tausbai said. I really like his cricketing brain, and for a boy of his age who hasn't played a lot of cricket at the highest level, seeing him do what he did in the Test series against
Yeah.
England kind of speaks volumes of the fact that he has a very smart cricketing brain. And I really hope and pray that Rajasthan Royals play him at the right spot, probably above the supremely talented Riyan Parag, quote unquote. उसके ऊपर खिलाओ, इसको 30 बॉल हर मैच में दो and let him present a case for himself. But I wouldn't look beyond them. Ishan Kishan is a top order batter, so I don't even see him making the 15 for the T20 World Cup. So 11 to chodo.
Okay.
I want to say something on this.
Yeah.
For me, Dhruv Jurel is because I'm not judging him by his test performance, but by his, I mean, of course, jo bola Sahil ne cricketing brain, but then the ability, the shot making abilities that he has.
Yeah.
वो runs कहीं ना कहीं से निकाल, जितेश शर्मा भी निकालता है, but this guy is more on top of the situation. आप जब देखेंगे टेस्ट क्रिकेट में भी देखा होगा, सिचुएशन के ऊपर रहा है, ऑन द बॉल रहा है, ही इज अवेयर एग्जैक्टली, और जिस तरह से खेलता है, एंड आई थिंक राजस्थान रॉयल्स अगर डिसाइड करेंगे तो दिस गाय सैमसंग बैट्स इन द टॉप ऑर्डर. The best position for Jurel could be 5-6, और जितना यूज कर सके करें यार, because Jurel is a very very smart player. He can change the game यार. जिस तरह की प्रेजेंट के एटलीस्ट टेस्ट क्रिकेट में हमको देखने मिला है क्या कर सकता है, तो राजस्थान रॉयल्स कैन यूज हिम एज मच एज पॉसिबल 5-6 नंबर पे, जितना मौका देना चाहिए देना, बिकॉज सैमसंग का पूरा ही गेम बाहर है. ही इज अ टॉप ऑफ द बैट्समैन, और कहीं भी नहीं दिखेगा वो आपको.
Okay. Well, I'll put Ashutosh's question to Jamie, but before that, Taus, will you pick Dhruv Jurel ahead of Jitesh Sharma?
Yeah, for me it's like Jitesh, Dhruv Jurel. पता नहीं क्यों, but है मुझे, मतलब, but it's very difficult. It's going to be a tight competition anyway.
Okay. Now, given Ashutosh's question, Jamie is asking, how can we judge him? Like, I think this is a question from all the fans who are thinking about Dhruv Jurel. तो सब पूछ रहे हैं कि हम कैसे जज करें? अगर टेस्ट सीरीज पे नहीं जज करेंगे, तो क्या हम उनको सईद मुश्ताक ट्रॉफी पे जज करेंगे? What will be the parameter to judge Jurel?
No, it's a very good question, and in this question / comment, the answer has come why Jurel will not go to the T20 World Cup. You have to be keeping to go to the T20 World Cup, and he doesn't keep in the IPL, so he's not even going to be. It's the most basic knowledge. जो बंदा keeping नहीं कर रहा है, वो कैसे जाएगा? His time. Now we come to the second part. If he's going to keep in white ball cricket going forward, then you look at Smack, then you look at Vijay Hazare, then you look at Ranji Trophy, then you look at Duleep Trophy, then you look at Irani Cup. If he makes it to the rest of India squad, then you come back to Test. As fascinating as it's been to watch this guy come out of the blue, I mean, I don't think since Parthiv Patel, no one has broken into the Indian team after playing 10-12 matches. But the point is, ये लड़का T20 selection criteria ही में नहीं आता क्योंकि वो कीपर नहीं है. यदि वो 4-5 मैच में कीपिंग भी करते हैं, if RR gets their act together, you're competing with Jitesh Sharma. You both bat 6-7. You don't need two finishers in the same team. So, unfortunately, Jurel, to my mind, is not even in the scheme of things right now.
Okay.
But JB, we have seen him enough as a keeper in Test cricket. I mean, UP के लिए भी किया.
It's a different format. You cannot.
So
just like you, just like, but Taos bhai, just like you don't pick someone for Test cricket based on IPL, you don't pick someone for T20 based on Test, right? You pick someone कि उसने पिछले एक महीने में क्या किया. May 1st, the squad has to be announced. Common man still thinks, I was getting comments on my timeline, if he scores 450 runs, no batsman is going to score 450 runs in 7 matches. May 1st is the cutoff. Samson is a great talent, but Samsung is a selfish person. वो keeping gloves नहीं छोड़ेगा. If he has the humility and the heart to say, boss, मैं नहीं हूं selection में, ये लड़के ने मुझे बहुत प्रभावित किया 3 टेस्ट मैच में. If Samson says, Dhruv, तू keeping कर, then that's a different case. But if you're not keeping wickets, why would you take an untested commodity into it? आपने धर्मशाला में जो किया, brilliant. आपने रांची में किया, जो brilliant. But that has zero bearing if you're playing in the West Indies in a World Cup which you've not won for 16 years. You can't toss someone in who's not keeping.
They might have seen him, selectors. At least somebody might come and give suggestions. Smart में तो
Absolutely.
Smart, Vijay Hazare for UP, whatever he did. IPL is like आपको छोटा देखिए, आपको 4-5 मैच, आपको कितना मई में टाइम मिला है. IPL 4-5 matches. That's it. You're getting before selections. So
if he's keeping, but he won't be keeping, na. You're picking him as a keeper, so he cannot.
He's done enough in for UP, I guess. He's done enough. You're keeping for UP.
But वही बात है ना, for the IPL.
जज कर लोगे 3-4 मैच में आप कैसे जज कर लोगे? मेरा यही सवाल.
आप जज नहीं कर पाओगे क्योंकि जो उसका प्राइम स्किल है कीपिंग, वो कर ही नहीं रहा. उसने 6 महीने पहले क्या किया, it's irrelevant. In T20 cricket, it's what you've done in the last 1 month. What he's done in Ranchi, that run out, it has no bearing. It's a different game. You have to be 110% cued in. और जब आपको वो feel नहीं आ रही है ball on glove का for May, how do you get picked? I don't see him coming in. If they do, hats off to him, but I just don't see him. And सबसे बड़ी बात, the elephant in the room, KL Rahul. जुरेल बहुत पीछे है यार. देख लो. I didn't even see this comment. Just see the timing. I have no idea what the next comment is. भाई ने मेरी बात सुन ली.
This will be foolish to take
KL
KL
Rahul is definitely elephant in the room. No, but I think we'll discuss about that in a later, in some other live show. But right now, as we were just talking about, who should be the lead wicket-keeper batter, Sahil and Jamie mentioned Jitesh Sharma. So, there's also a comment from Jamie there. Rishabh Pant so brilliant so far in my ball cricket. This is from June 2022.
Okay. He's here. I want to add here. कि Rohit Sharma will also be the part of selection committee. So Rahul Dravid has also been a part of Test series, which has taken some bold decisions. So you could never know, like एक soft corner ध्रुव जुरेल के लिए आ जाए कि यार रोहित शर्मा ये बोले कि भाई यार I am pretty impressed क्योंकि this guy Jitesh Sharma has kept under, like when VVS Lakshman was around, when he was coaching, Dravid ने तो break ले लिया था. ध्रुव जुरेल मोस्टली द्रविड और रोहित शर्मा के अंदर कीपिंग किया है. एंड सेलेक्टर्स माइट हैव सीन द विजय हजारे ट्रॉफी और स्मैट. 3-4 मैचेस आर नॉट इनफ टू जज दिस गाय. सो आई थिंक वी शुड गो फॉर केएल राहुल. तो भूल जाओ, बोल्ड डिसीजन ले लेंगे शायद यहाँ पे.
Well, I have seen enough of bold decisions during India-England Test series, Thaos. I have only one question. How long will those bold calls continue in Indian cricket team? And if that continues to T20 World Cup as well, I'll be really very happy. But let's wait.
एक तो आने वाला है, सुन रहे हैं.
Yeah?
एक आने वाला है बहुत जल्दी. As per reports.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. We'll talk about that some other day. We'll definitely talk about that. And I hope that Sahil comes up with the story. I'm eagerly waiting for Sahil to come up with a solid story on that. But
I know he will. I know he will.
Yeah.
Too much pressure. Too much pressure.
You see the smile on his face. Yeah. And it seems that he has some cues over there. Look at the smile. He's like.
अलग segment. प्रेशर के साहिल के स्टोरीज के ऊपर करना चाहिए एक अलग सेगमेंट. पूरा प्रेशर किस तरह का रहता है क्रिकेटर्स पे तो रहता है, जर्नलिस्ट पे कैसा प्रेशर रहता है.
Yeah. and the point that Sahil's not speaking a word means there's something out there. But
something is cooking. That's it.
Okay, Sahil, we have a last question for you. Can we have the question on screen, please? Okay, so this question is about Prasidh Krishna's injury. Sahil, any update on that?
Yeah, he injured himself once he returned from the tour of South Africa, where he was absolutely horrible and shoddy with the ball. He came and turned up for Karnataka. I think midway through his spell, he complained of discomfort and didn't come out to bowl, didn't completely bowl after that. Batting karne aaya tha because I think it was Karnataka versus Gujarat, if I'm not wrong. He came out to bat. It was a very close game, and he came out to bat, but he hasn't played since then. Discomfort, and now BCCI said that he has undergone surgery. So looks like game set and match for Prasidh Krishna because he's not playing. He wasn't going to play T20 World Cup for sure because I think we should. I was when we were driving back from Dharamshala, we had like this very intense discussion with regards to who are going to be our fast bowlers for the T20 World Cup. And beyond Bumrah और probably Arshdeep, हमारे दिमाग में तीसरा नाम नहीं आया था. So Prasidh Krishna भी वो नाम नहीं आया था. So we'll do a special show on this about makeup of India's bowling. But Prasidh Krishna is out for good and he's looking at a long road of rehab and probably the Zimbabwe T20s. I'm not really sure, but T20 World Cup और IPL तो गया. उधर नहीं होने वाला.
Okay. Well, that's that for today. Before wrapping this show, let me tell all our viewers that we'll be putting up a link of Sahil's story that he did. It's about Rishabh Pant's miraculous journey from December 30, 2022 to March 12th, 2024. Obviously, it's it's completely miraculous the way Rishabh Pant has recovered and he's made his comeback as a wicket-keeper batter for the upcoming IPL season. Thank you so much, Sahil, for your story and for your time here in this live. And thank you, Taos, for joining with me. Also, thanks to Jamie. He had to leave early, so he's left the live. And thanks a lot, everyone, for sending in your questions. Continue being with us on Cricket Next.
फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट.